Эдриан, вопрос снова касается привлечения детей в медиацию. На программе, которую мы прошли с вами, мы поняли, насколько это полезный инструмент, насколько это может помочь медиации и семье, которая находится в сложной ситуации жизненной. Но я могу предположить, что мало кто из наших медиаторов до этого с этим работал. И когда начинаешь что-то новое, важно, именно уверенность может придать и понимание первых шагов. Вот с чего нужно начинать медиатору, если он в медиации принял решение работать с ребенком?
Well, I think firstly a child consultant would need to actually have a couple of days training minimum, and they've got to have natural empathy for children and understand a little bit about child development. Ideally, and certainly it happens in England, all child consultants have to be police checked at an enhanced level. And that is just to ensure that we actually get child consultants in that won't prey on children in an inappropriate way. But the stages, let's assume the child consultant has been trained. The stages are very much engaging with the parents initially, assessing suitability. Is this any consultation? Is this something the parents can do? Or is it really, does it need to be handled by a professional like a child consultant? So it's engaging with the parents and explaining the purpose of child consultation and how it can work. The next stage is then preparing the parents, getting them to consider how they need to engage with their child, to explain that they may well be consulted. So it's getting the parents to actually start putting some consideration in how this is going to be handled. The very next stage would then be getting them to not just think about themselves and how they may react to sometimes hearing some stuff that might be difficult, but also what effect it could have on the child coming to a child consultation. Are there any issues that the child consultant needs to be aware of? In other words, they need to have a pretty full picture of the child, what their interests, hobbies may be, who else may be important in their lives, and also whether that child is indeed going to benefit. Are they mature enough perhaps for consultation, which is why I tend to work with children 10 years and above, but others who are more skilled could work perhaps with younger ones. The very next stage would be asking the parents to sign consent forms. We need the signatures on a form, a little bit like we do with the agreement to mediate. We need the client's signatures on that they truly understand the process they're going into. We also need to be sure that the parents are giving the child consultant authority to see the child. So we have to make sure we've got that on file. And then we'd be moving to sending a letter to the child or working out what is the best way that the child could be contacted so there is at least some initial contact from the child consultant, and that the parents have also explained to the child what is going to happen. The next stage would be actually meeting the child, having the consultation. And then the final stage would be feeding back to the parents what that child has given permission to feed back.